Today on Unsolved Florida, we are covering the case of a young mother trying to turn her life around despite her traumatic childhood. It has been over 30 years since Vann Catherine Lee was found deceased in Polk City, Florida. So let's get into it. Vann was born on December 16, 1958 in Polk County, Florida, into a loving family. When she was a young child, her father unexpectedly passed away. Just days after his passing, her older sister also passed away. This left their mother constantly working to provide for Vann and her siblings. She was a petite girl, not even 5 feet tall, and had long, dark, beautiful hair. Vann eventually had children of her own, Austin and Lori, and several stepchildren as well. She was a good mother who tried her best to be a good role model to all 5 of her kids. Unfortunately, Vann battled addiction with drug use and other difficulties that prevented her from succeeding like she wanted to. Before her death, she was working hard to become a nurse so she could care for others and provide for her family. Sadly, that dream would never get to come true. Vann was reported missing after she was last seen at her work, the House of Babes, in Fern Park on the night of July 12, 1992. She worked there as a nude dancer, and her sister dropped her off in front of the club at 8:45 p.m., even though her shift did not start until 11 p.m. Her shift was scheduled from 11 p.m. to 5:30 a.m., but around 3:30 a.m., Vann was seen getting into a taxi that night to meet someone she had met through work. It's unclear who she was meeting or the relationship with that person. However, family and police suspect that whoever she went to meet is responsible for her fate. Her boss and the owner of the club put up a $10,000 cash reward for any information in Vann's disappearance. However, 2 weeks later, he was shot dead in his front yard. The police investigated his murder with her disappearance to see if they could find any evidence connecting the two, but were unable. Almost a month later, on August 4th, 1992, her remains were found in a duffel bag on the side of the road outside of Polk City. A construction crew was working on the side of Deeb Still Road. It was an area known as Green Swamp, which was just marshland. According to the articles that I briefly showed in this video, she was there for at least 7 days or more. Her cause of death is undetermined but was ruled a homicide. It was released that Vann had called the police several times in her years as a dancer due to assaults from clients, from beating her up to strangling her. Even though she had called 911 on many of these men, no charges were ever filed against any of them. It's unclear if any of these men were involved in her murder, as they have not been publicly named, but I'm sure the police have looked into them. Anyone with information in this case is encouraged to contact the Polk County Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit at 863-298-6379. And a friendly reminder that sex workers are at an increased risk of violence, and no matter your profession, you do not deserve to be murdered. Thank you to a viewer who submitted this case. These videos do take a considerable amount of time to research and make, so I appreciate everyone's patience as I go through cases I find and ones that are submitted to me. Thank you so much for watching. If you are local to Polk County, please consider sharing this video and helping Vann's family finally get justice over 30 years later.